Hey, I'm Dustin, and this isn't a hunting show, but it is Brew Talk Geek on Nom Talk Network. Today I've got Anderson Valley's Hop Ottin IPA. It is from Boonville, California, nestled in the Anderson Valley Mountains. They are a solar-powered brewery, which I think is super cool. Sustainable energy is the future, and breweries that can make that happen get an extra check mark in my book. So they actually have tasting notes and nose notes on the back of their beer. So I'm going to read these off, and we're going to see how it stacks up to what they say, which I'm thinking it's going to be pretty spot on. Brilliant copper color with a lingering lacy white head. The nose sings of grapefruit, pine needles, citron, roses, and bergamot. Interesting. The flavor is rich in the citrusy resin flavors typical of the Pacific Northwest hops packed into this beer, balanced artfully with a solid malt character and crisp bitterness, leading to a beautifully dry, light herbal finish. I want to go ahead and say that I really like that their label is a bear with elk antlers. I wanted to say moose, but they're not thick enough to be wide enough to be a moose. Maybe elk antlers. It's a belk, an air. I don't know. It is definitely the brilliant copper color they were talking about. That's beautiful. The head retention, as you can see, is I don't see it going down unless you let it sit here for 10 minutes. Let's take a little bit of the smell there. I'm getting that grapefruit and pine needles. I'm not really getting the roses or the bergamot, but I'm sure it's there. I just got back from a camping trip myself, so my nose is a little coated in dust. So, might be why. Might also just be that it takes a more discerning nose than mine. That lingering head is definitely there, and it looks like it is going to have pretty good lacing once I take that sip here. Let's. Oh, they are not kidding. That is definitely Pacific Northwest hop resin. That is a tasty brew. There is definitely a malty back end. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but that malty back end is almost reminiscent of a Marzen or an Oktoberfest beer or a fest beer. There is definitely a bit of an herbal finish at the end. For lack of a better term, I'd say this tastes like camping. I'm definitely going to be bringing these on my next camping trip. It's a solid camping beer. However, at 7%, it may not be a solid camping beer for the daytime. It may be a solid round the campfire beer. Unless you're prone to jumping in the campfire. Don't do it. One of the fun things about these beers is the bottle caps actually have little sayings underneath them. This one is beer, it's good food. And this one is, when beer is outlawed, outlaws will brew beer. Let's be outlaws. Yeah, that lacing is definitely great. That is a solid beer. I'm really getting that resin. The more you drink of it, the more the herbal finish builds. It's pretty tasty in my opinion. If you're an IPA fan, I would absolutely suggest picking up a 6-pack or a bottle of Anderson Valley Hop Ottin IPA. It's a pretty solid treat, and if you're going camping, it's a good friend to have. I'm Dustin, and this is Brew Talk Geek on Nom Talk Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below if there's a specific beer or brewery you want me to taste test next. Until then, cheers.